Welcome to New Life Live, the premier place to receive free advice from Christian psychologists and counselors for the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual challenges you face. Since 1988, we've offered compassionate responses that combine God's truth with proven psychological principles to guide you toward healing. Our phone lines are open. Call us now at 1-800-229-3000.
Happy Thanksgiving, and it goes without saying, we are oh so thankful for you. I'm Brian Perez, along with licensed marriage and family therapist Chris Williams and clinical psychologist Dr. Jill Hubbard. Lisa and Marie, we see you on the phones. We will get to you in just a little bit. But Jill, what's on your mind to start off today's show?
Well, hello, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yay.
So Thanksgiving is pretty much on my mind today, and I'm grateful for Lisa, our, I don't know what her title is. What is her title?
Producer.
Director of Communications, whatever, who informed me that it's Thanksgiving Day. So you guys are hearing us and maybe seeing us, but we're really not here. I'm home putting a big turkey in the oven right now. And so, I was going to do a topic on road rage, but I realized that wouldn't probably be very appropriate for Thanksgiving.
I don't know.
With as many people on the road.
Have you been to the parking lots in the holiday season?
So I'm like,
Yes.
I think I'll switch my topic. So we're going to just have some fun here talking a little bit about Thanksgiving. One of the things that's interesting about Thanksgiving is that really it is a secular holiday, but it has, deep Christian meaning because it represents Christian values. And it's really the least commercialized holiday that we have.
Absolutely.
Whereas the other religious holidays, right, I guess they feel they need to compete with it.
Yeah.
So I really love Thanksgiving. There's so many Bible verses about being thankful, and it's certainly a time where we need to turn towards that. We need to kind of set our grumbling aside and focus it on gratitude and being thankful. So lots of verses in the Psalms, like Psalm 100, verse 4. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him. Bless his name. So there's so many opportunities when we're struggling with feeling thankful to look through, Psalm 30, Psalm 107, 136, 138. Lots of Psalms that talk about Thanksgiving, as well as so many other verses in the Bible. So that's something that we can all turn to and look. But I like to also look at, the traditions that we have. That of people gathering, of bringing family together, of it being important wherever you are. Even if, you don't have a lot of family. There are people that often will bring other people around. Or serving at a soup kitchen is what a lot of people like to do. So, but here's some trivia about Thanksgiving. So let's do some trivia questions. Okay, guys? So we're just going to have a little fun with this.
Okay, I won't look off your sheet.
Okay,
Do we win a prize?
No,
Oh, okay.
Brian.
Don't distract her.
What's the fastest someone has ever carved a turkey?
The fastest?
Yes.
I will say 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Whoa. I'll say 5 minutes.
Okay. 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
Wow.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a mini turkey.
Okay, so now I know a lot of people try to get a jump and kind of squeeze Christmas in before Thanksgiving. What Christmas song was originally written for Thanksgiving that Christmas has taken over and hijacked?
Deck the halls?
No. Although you would think.
I don't know, but as soon as you say it, I'm going to say, oh, yeah.
Jingle Bells.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
Can't see that.
How many feathers does an adult turkey have?
365, one for every day of the year.
I'm going to say 1,500.
3,500.
3,500.
Who knew?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who counted
Okay,
them all?
I have so many other trivia questions,
One,
but we can.
2, 3.
Exactly. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you have
Yes.
a wonderful day. And
Yes.
we're here to field your calls to start your day off, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Next time you can't sleep, instead of counting sheep, count feathers on a turkey. That might be something to do. All right, so we've got some phone calls coming up, and we'll get to them in just a little bit here on New Life Live, the Thanksgiving edition. Thank you so much for listening and for watching us today. Brian Perez here with Dr. Jill Hubbard and Chris Williams.
my husband addicted to pornography for the majority of our marriage. I was very isolated and didn't really know which way to turn.
If you've been affected by betrayal, an emotional or physical affair, or pornography, the Restore Intensive will equip you with support and tools to help you through.
I went to the Restore conference, which seemed to be the missing puzzle piece where I was able to find my voice.
When two people want to do their part, we can be restored. But if they don't, we are not stuck because someone else made a decision. God lets us weigh in on how we want to walk out our lives.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Dallas, Texas, March 6th to the 8th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Enter the code NLL for a discount.
I'm navigating my world now. It feels so wonderful.
I've had a great experience at Restore.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And let's go right to the telephones. Here is Marie listening in Atlanta, Georgia. First-time listener, in fact. How did you find out about New Life Live, Marie?
I was going through the Christmas channels on Sirius XM, and my radio just suggested, why don't you try this? And so I started listening to it and was just fascinated by what I was hearing. Wow. And just the words of wisdom just spoke to me, and I was like, I need these people.
Well, your radio is so smart.
I know.
I'm so impressed.
Must be one of those smart radios or something. But yeah, that's great.
God-inspired radio.
Sirius XM channel 131. Yes. We are there Monday through Friday. So what is it that's on your mind today, Marie?
Okay, so, this on the surface, it seems like such a first world problem, and I'm so thankful. You guys were talking a minute ago about Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful for all that God's done. I'm so thankful for my life, and just the blessings He continues to provide. Mm-hmm. Just to give you a little backstory, I grew up in foster care, have years of in and out of care, really abusive childhood and teenhood, and all of those things. So I have that in my backpack, right, of life. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to today, I am. I'm not successful. I'd say I'm moderately blessed in my job. I work for government. I have 3 children that God has blessed my husband and I with. My children never end up in foster care, which is a huge blessing. And I broke the cycle, and here we are, and, God is good. However, with all the things that have happened with government this year, our Christmas is going to look a little different. Mm-hmm. And we still have 1 child at home. She's a teenager. And teenagers are way more expensive than small children.
Amen, sister.
So true.
Yes.
Yeah, Dollar Tree toys aren't as exciting as they were when she was 6. So our Christmas is going to look different this year. And I'm okay with that. I grew up I'd never even celebrated Christmas until I actually went into the system. I'd never even heard of it. Wow. So I'm okay with it. What I'm struggling with is the feeling of failure.
Yeah.
I just feel like I failed her. It's so silly because I know it's just gifts and stupid things that really don't matter. But I cannot shake this weight of feeling like I failed.
Oh, Marie. So this is really painful because as you were telling your story, I'm often thinking about our early childhood experiences teach us about ourselves, the world, and other people. And I was thinking, man, your childhood experience taught you that people are unreliable and painful. And man, to overcome that is unbelievable. I mean, miraculous. And so, first and foremost, I'm incredibly proud of you. Yes. And there is no reason, on the surface, there's no reason that the label failure applies to you in any way, shape, or form.
Well, and it sounds like, Marie, there's kind of an all or nothing thinking here, that either I provide everything for my children that I didn't have.
Yeah.
and have nothing that feels similar to what I grew up in.
Sparing them from any of that pain.
Or I have failed. And I think the scarcity that you're having to endure because of the job shutdowns and all of that is reminding you of what you lived through. And you know you can survive it because you did. But your child didn't grow up in that scarcity. And so the feeling like you couldn't protect her 100% from it. Even though, and how old is this youngest one at home?
She's 14.
She's 14. Okay, so she's old enough to understand what's been happening. Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, she's heard all the conversations and, all the things.
Yeah. And so, I wonder, not that you would ask her this, if someone asked her about her mom and said, or her parents, do you feel like your parents are failures? I have a feeling she would say, no way. And sometimes we need to trust how God will work in the midst of scarcity. Now, this is different than what you grew up in, right? Even though we trust God in that too. This isn't, she's not being abused, there's nothing harmful.
Yeah.
But kids can learn a lot versus having just things thrown at them. That there are other things to value, and maybe there are different types of gifts that you give this year. Maybe you each write each other a letter and you share it and read it on Christmas morning. Maybe you do go to the dollar store and you buy little things and you do like a treasure hunt with it.
Yeah.
And it's like we're doing a throwback to childhood. And you get creative in the midst of scarcity, so it's fun. So that your daughter will look back and go, wow, I didn't get all the big things I wanted, but wow, that was a great Christmas.
I love that. I love that, Jill. Because,
I do too.
Because, Marie, underneath that sense of failure, that's, again, something that I love how you pointed that out, Jill, that overcoming your own childhood is success. And making sure that your children don't experience anything like that is success.
Yeah, they're not abused.
But there's part of your childhood that everyone has to experience, meaning that everyone's going to have to face disappointment. Everyone's going to have to face challenges and struggles. And that's a good thing, because on the other end of the spectrum, Maria, I've had the opportunity to work with some families of unbelievable financial wealth that have been able to pass along everything that the world could ever want to their children, and it corrupted them. It didn't help them because they didn't pass along the things. And I'm not saying all families are like this of wealth, but
no.
But what happens is we don't pass along character. And so this is the opportunity to redefine what is most valuable. And your call is challenging me. I have a 14-year-old at home, and we've had a decent year, and we can probably do some things that, provide the Christmas presents that they probably want. But I'm actually thinking about this I'm like, well, I think Maria is teaching me something. Because we can doesn't mean we should.
Right.
Right.
And are we passing along the things that matter?
Well, and I'm even thinking this too, Marie, so I love your call. If we want them to focus on Jesus, why are we so focused on presents?
That's a really good point.
And I like presents. I like gifts. I'm into it. But why aren't we linking it more? We give gifts because of Jesus, because of the gift he gave to us.
So we're entering into the struggle with you, Maria.
Marie, you're challenging me. I might have to do my Christmas a little different.
Yeah. And I think that is part of the gift that you're passing along, is the gift of resiliency and overcoming, and what God can do from an incredibly difficult situation, especially your childhood. And man, that's of great worth. And I always go back to this verse in Proverbs. I don't know exactly where it occurs, but it says contentment with godliness is of great worth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my goodness, have I seen that over and over and over again.
Well, and then that links to Philippians 4. 4, right, where Paul talks about being content.
Being content.
In plenty or in want.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where...
And that's what you want your children to learn.
Yeah, and that actually leads to one of my soapboxes, Jill, that I need for myself, is that we oftentimes see this verse quoted as a triumphal verse. You know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so like championship teams will say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That is the verse that directly follows, I've learned the secret of contentment, whether I have much or whether I have little. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It is when we have little that is the part that matters, that Christ is there in us, strengthening us, that we can do scarcity, we can do abundance, but our abundance is ultimately found in Christ.
Right. And Marie, you can even, so focusing more on these character issues around Christmas, you could give your daughter a coupon for that thing she wanted, if you want to, and when times are better, you get to redeem it.
Oh, like an IOU or something.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. It's so funny because I'm super familiar with those verses, love them, whatever state I am in, therewith to be content. But I only think about it from my own perspective. I hadn't really thought about it from my daughter's perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, I know that for myself. I can be content in little or in abundance, whatever. And I hadn't really thought about that for her, because in my mind, she just needs to have it all.
Yeah. Well,
To make up for you not having it all.
Yes.
But remember, she didn't grow up in your experience.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have that same baseline.
Well,
right?
And Maria, I would be remiss if I didn't point out that failure is sort of this shame message that lives inside of us. And it's just I'll say it, it's from the devil. I mean, he's trying to keep us down. And so, but what failure is trying to do is find an excuse. It loves an internal bias. And so it starts looking for, see, this is the way you're failing. This is the way you're failing. This is the way you're failing. And so it wants itself to be true. And to learn to, where's that part of me that feels like a failure? And then how do I let that go? How do I let that go? How do I stop allowing that to be a part of a standard in my life?
And it wasn't even your failure.
Not at all.
It was what you grew up in, right? You were a child.
Well, even this situation, she mentioned she worked for the government.
This is the government.
Yeah, if I'm putting all the pieces together, like there was a shutdown, you were probably affected by the shutdown, and as a result, you don't have what you would like for Christmas. No one succeeded, no one failed.
Yeah. Perhaps part of Marie's concern, too, is with her daughter's peers. Like, after, class resumes in January or something. And, so how was your Christmas? And actually, you don't even have to wait till January. You can text each other on your phone. Oh, I got the new iPhone. I got this, that, whatever. Yeah. How is her daughter going to be able to tell her friends, well, I didn't really get a whole lot this year?
So I know this tells me about myself, but I remember a couple years ago when she started middle school, and everybody was in a certain brand of leggings. These leggings are ridiculous. The cost is ridiculous. And my daughter didn't have those. And I picked her up one day from school, and there were some girls talking, and I literally heard them myself say, her parents are too broke to get her those leggings. Well, you better believe. You know exactly what I did when I picked my daughter up. When she got in the car, the first thing we did was drive to the store where they sold those leggings. And that evening, the Holy Spirit convicted me. I had done it for me. It had nothing to do with my daughter.
Yeah.
It had to do with me. I couldn't let her be viewed as
less
how
than.
I felt like I was perceived.
Yes. Yeah, that's so... I mean, Marie, there's so much wisdom inside of you. And let me tell you this statement here. I am successful in my marriage, in my relationships, in my parenting, and in my work because I had the Jordan shoes in high school that I always wanted said no adult ever.
True. That is very true.
Those leggings.
Yes, because I had the leggings.
I'm
yes.
successful.
Yeah, and that's these are all such good reminders and convictions, I think, for all of us.
And understandable, Marie. What mother wouldn't have?
I would have,
and
I would have done it. I would have done it. I would have been like right at the store, same thing, because it would have spoken to my own scarcity trauma of my childhood that I'm trying to overcome. So I need to buy this for you because what is inside of me feels intolerable.
Yeah.
But this is a reminder for me, for all of us. There is that which is temporal, and moth and rust and fire are going to get it.
Yep.
Oh,
And there is that which is eternal. And we've got to learn how to differentiate between those two things.
And Marie, you have great gifts for your daughter.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
So much.
Thanks for calling in today, Marie. We've got a gift for you. It's a book called How We Love Our Kids. We're going to send that to you just for calling in today to New Life Live. And we're so glad that you found us today on Sirius XM channel 131. You can also find out about us at newlife.com. God bless you, Marie, and your family as well. We've got more calls coming up. Lisa, you're next on New Life Live.
Are you ready for the holidays, or are you dreading the holidays? Well, we have a new webinar, and it's called Healthy Holiday Boundaries. The holiday season often brings joy, but it also can bring pressure, guilt, and emotional overwhelm. Healthy Holiday Boundaries is a 90-minute faith-based webinar. You'll learn how to protect your peace, manage expectations, and set healthy limits without guilt. Whether you're facing family tensions, an overcommitted schedule, or emotional fatigue, this webinar will help you reclaim calm and connection. This isn't just information, it's an invitation.
The Healthy Holidays Boundaries webinar is Wednesday evening, December 10th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go online to newlife.com. Experience the freedom Christ offers and discover how to give your best yes and your healthiest no this holiday season. 1-800-639-5433. Club New Life changes lives.
You guys came along into my life in 2022. That was a really, really difficult year of my life.
You can help New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people by joining Club New Life today.
I began to really process a lot of things that I've needed to for a long time, and y'all were a very big part of that.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
I came out of it having never experienced anything like that, and y'all were there.
Join today and help continue the message of hope to a troubled world.
I knew I had to keep going, and I joined Club New Life, and y'all have been the resource that has now been a light for my wife and I.
Go to newlife.com/CNL, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places.
Keep doing what you do because it makes a difference.
newlife.com/CNL. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
It's Thanksgiving. Many of you might have issues with the people you're going to see today, and we have resources to help you. Unresolved issues might surface, trauma, anger, etc., and we have help for you via counselors, groups, courses that will launch in the new year, articles, videos, and more. Go to newlife.com. Now, on the other hand, many of you will see someone today who's struggling in some way, and you can be a blessing by simply sharing New Life with them. Encourage them to connect with us at newlife.com or by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Let's talk to Lisa now, listening in Pensacola, Florida on newlife.com. Hi, Lisa. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, so nice for you to call in. How can we assist?
Hi, a little bit about me. I grew up in an abusive home. My dad was an alcoholic and was physically abusive. And then when my parents divorced at the start of middle school, my mom became an alcoholic, and then there was more abuse, sexual and emotional abuse. And I just struggled with that. And then my first pregnancy ended with a miscarriage, and I would have done anything to save that baby. But I couldn't, and I was on bed rest, and, I followed all the rules, but I still didn't save it. And I went on to have 3 beautiful kids. I always wanted boys, and that was it. And so God gave me 2 boys, and they were just the best boys. And then 8 years later, after I had my tubes tied, I had my daughter. She was a miracle. She was definitely a blessing from God, because she has, there have been many times in her short life that I've told her, or that I've said that this is the reason why God gave you to me. And there just been more times than I can count that I've said that. But I had a marriage. I thought I married the love of my life, my high school sweetheart, and then that ended, unfortunately. And then a few years after it ended, my son and daughter were on their way home from church. I had already left early to stop at the store, and then they were involved in a little accident, just a fender bender, and my son got out to check on the other drivers, and he got hit by a passing car. He was 21, and he passed away. So I've had a huge support system. God has carried me every day since then, and but it's been 8 years, and it's like I still can't get past it. I have 2 beautiful children. I have just a marvelous grandson, and but when I see things like the G3 pen, my son loved those pens. He and back in the day, they were a little expensive to buy for a single mom, but those are the only pens that he wanted. And now, it's like when I see a pen, it's like it just reminds me of him, or if somebody says something, it's like it just brings some memory of him up. He's in every thought, where my other 2 aren't always there. And I know that's I just want to keep him here. I mean, I know he's in heaven. Thank God I know he's in heaven. And I really don't want to keep him here, because there's just pain here. But I want to keep him alive. And so I still will have times like I'm having right now with the holidays. And it's like it's just different. Yeah. And it's not the same. And I don't know how to get past this.
Yeah.
Wow, Lisa. So sorry. I don't think you get past losing a child. That's one of the most extreme losses that we can go through as moms. And part of that, Lisa, that as early as I think it's 6 days, or is it 6 weeks in utero, part of our children's DNA stays with us. And so we have a piece of them inside of us, and that's, part of that maternal connection. And so he's always a part of you. And you keep thinking about him, and everything's reminding you because you don't have him physically here. So yes, you are trying to hold on to him for fear that he won't be with you. But our memories are good. Yeah. And we do hold those people that we've lost inside of us, just the image of them. And so that's important. But I'm hearing you say you need it to be a little more balanced. And that to also be able to really enjoy the children who are physically here, who aren't with the Lord, and need you still. And so, part of that is that grief takes on different forms for different people. It's a long journey, and we go in and out of that. And so one thing is trusting the Lord with your son, because he is okay, and he is waiting for you when it's your time, and you will be reunited with him. And I guess I'm assuming he knows the Lord, so I'm praying that is the case, Lisa.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay,
it was.
I'm glad I didn't. Okay.
He was so active at church, and he actually led the 7th grade boys, or he was leading the 7th grade boys Sunday school class whenever he passed away. I think it's because his sister was in 7th grade as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
keep an eye on the boys.
So God gave him insight and maturity for the years that he knew he would be here.
Yeah.
And to help others. Wow. He sounds inspirational.
Yeah, we'll continue our conversation with Lisa when we come back here on New Life Live, and if you could keep Lisa in your prayers during the season.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found Life Recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 Steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 Steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Do you need help for life's hard situations?
My husband recently said he wanted a divorce.
I'm confused on what I should do.
I have an eating disorder.
New Life Live answers your questions on relationships, grief, addiction, trauma, anxiety, and much more, all from a biblical perspective with our panel of professional counselors and psychologists.
I learn a lot from your program.
You help so many people.
I appreciate your ministry.
Whether you listen or watch, there are so many ways to connect with us to ask our panel of counselors a question. Call us Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at 1-800-229-3000 to ask your question on New Life Live. Or go to newlife.com/radio for other ways to get your question answered.
I'm trying to find help.
I just want to know how to set boundaries.
If it's a sin, what am I supposed to do?
Need a therapist or a coach, a resource, or an intensive? Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're speaking with Lisa, who called in from Pensacola, Florida, listens on newlife.com. Are you still with us, Lisa?
Yes, I am.
Thank you for sticking through the break. I had a quick question for you. Do you find yourself overprotective of the two kids?
Oh, yes, for sure. They're 20 and 33 now, but yes, I still stress over where they are, and especially my daughter, but yes.
Yeah. Well,
even my grandson.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where there's some PTSD, I think.
We're hearing
stirred up from him being lost, being such a bright spot and then lost so tragically.
Well, and there's a lot going on here because as you went into your backstory, Lisa, there was something inside of you that says your backstory matters, and it's true, it does matter. You were born into a home of loss.
Yeah.
And abuse. And so there isn't a whole lot of resiliency created through love, support, guidance, leadership that was missing. And so in the absence of that, it just makes you more vulnerable. But to your point, Jill, there's nothing more painfully vulnerable in life than losing our own child.
Oh, absolutely. And here, you survived all of this, and you had these children. Now the worst has happened, right? But I think part of being stuck in it in such a heavy grief, Lisa, is what you said, Chris. It's this, all the loss that you have experienced, because with every new loss, we grieve everything from the past.
It's cumulative.
So, how much work have you done on the past loss?
Yeah.
And the lost child that was you, Lisa, and all of this abuse.
Thankfully, the counselor that I went to
after my son passed away. We did some EMDR, and
great,
and
good.
I was able to heal a lot from that.
Yeah.
And it was because of that, because I wasn't always close with my mom. And because of that, though, in the end, when she got sick with cancer and when she passed away, I was in a better spot with her. But now that she's gone, I feel like that it's intensified for me, because all that I let her miss out on with my children because of my hurt. And
well, and Lisa, as you can feel that coming up for you, you know, one of the things that I look at therapy in my own life is it's not just a one and done.
Right.
It's an ongoing process that I expect to engage in for the rest of my life. Now, it doesn't mean I have to be in therapy every week for the rest of my life, unless that was necessary. But for me, it's not. But I do look at it as a resource in my life that will always be there and be available. And I think that having a place like Grief Share would be incredibly important for you. And this is the really, really frustrating, stubborn thing about grief. It does not operate on our timeline. It operates on its own timeline. And
comes and goes.
Yet, in the midst of that, it is important that we be involved in processes and support and care to help us move through it. Because as we were talking at the break, it's like one of the things that we're hearing from you, Lisa, is that the grief will be there, but we would love for the volume and intensity just to be turned down some, so it doesn't overtake your life or derail you in the way it feels like it's doing now. And that's going to come through really good grief counseling. In the end, what it does is it helps us reframe meaning. You mentioned, you know, the gel pen. You know, the gel pen is, right now, it means painful loss. But there's a way to work that grief in where the gel pen could mean gratitude, a grateful remembrance. And both
like making you smile instead of cry.
Yes. Now that's going to take work, and that's going to take care, and that's going to take time for that to occur. But those are the types of processes which a good grief counselor, a good grief therapist can help you start to, again, redefine, and I call it re-meaning things in your life that are now painful, that can still may have a sting of pain, but the increase of gratitude or joy or just warmth of heart can increase.
Now, we don't go to grief counseling to forget about the person.
Not at all.
It's not something, because I don't know if people might have that, you know, like, no, if you're gonna make me forget about these memories that I have.
And that's why people often hold on to the intensity, because they think that it equals their love for the person. And if I stop feeling this, then does that mean I don't care anymore? Or how could I go on without my child? And you're just going on for a season that God has put you here for, right? And learning to live side by side with that loss. And it doesn't mean you don't love your son if you don't think of him every second.
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do with that at all. It means you're coming to a place of, okay, God, I trust you more.
And, you know, just thinking about Ecclesiastes, where it says, you know, we are here for but a breath, you know, in the historical timeline. And that's where I love, Lisa, hearing your grief with hope, as Paul describes us Christians, that we are not like those who grieve without hope. And the hope is that, yes, we are with God in eternity. And so we hold on to that as we carry the pain of the loss, as we work through the pain of the loss to, again, redefine what life looks like moving forward.
We're going to send you a copy of the Life Recovery Workbook for Grief from the newlife.com store, so stay on hold and we'll get that to you. And for everybody listening and watching, can keep Lisa in your prayers during this time. And let's give her a big collective New Life hug. Lisa, we are so sorry that you're going through this. And thanks for calling us today here on New Life Live. Now we'll talk to Sarah, who is in Columbus, Ohio, listening on Sirius XM channel 131. Hello, Sarah. How can we help you?
Hello. I'm just calling to try and get my head straight. I have a life of tragedy. It began with my son passing away in 2016. He was bleeding and, throwing up blood and stuff, and he passed away the next day. Then I don't know if I lost him, but my second son, he went missing in 2018, and we haven't found him at all. I don't know what happened to him or what. And then it doesn't end there. My husband passed away in 2020.
Wow.
And he died of cancer. And I still have my daughter, my 2 grandchildren, and other grandchildren. But now I'm alone, by myself, trying to pay my bills. I'm very lonely, very sad. And I'm just wondering, why did God take everybody from me? I always ask him, why did he take everyone from me and leave me alone? To fend for myself, try to figure out what to do with properties that my husband had. He was a roofer, and all filled with stuff. Then the city here, they would try to put violations on me to get my garage fixed, and I had that to deal with. And I mean, I have a boyfriend, but he lives like 45 minutes away, and he's working. I don't get to see him much, and I just feel like I'm all alone, so lonely, and have to deal with everything by myself. My daughter lives an hour away, and thank God for my church.
Yeah.
I try to get involved with my church, so there's good people in my church, but I still struggle with this loneliness, and I find myself drinking to soothe the pain, and I'm trying to cut back on that. I have a not a bad problem, but I find myself drinking too, also to soothe the pain and get me through it when I'm all alone here. And I just why would God do this to me? And I'm with my boyfriend right now, and he's down, where he lives, and he's like settled, and I don't like where he lives, and he don't like where I live. He's settled down there, and I can't even see us getting together. So I have a problem there. I don't know whether to move on from him, because I don't see anything happening. I don't want, I don't like where he lives, and he's trying to start a business up, so he's planted. So I'm just like, then I have bills here. I'm worried about my future. How am I going to pay my bills?
Yeah, so Sarah, life is hard.
Yeah.
Life is really hard, and life has happened along the way, not how you would want it to happen. Right? And sometimes then we do question God.
Yeah.
When it's not what we had hoped.
Stay on the phone. We'll be right back with you, Sarah, on New Life Live.
We've been married 33 years. We attended the Intimacy and Marriage Workshop. Even though we've read books or attended a few other marriage weekends, this was certainly different and a lot more intensive than initially that we thought.
When you come to Intimacy and Marriage, you're going to be immersed into a 3-day process.
Was not really sure exactly what to expect, but the idea of learning to really understand intimacy was intriguing. We had been in the same patterns of struggle over and over again.
If you've thought, I don't think we can ever change, we're just in this rut and we can't get out, the Intimacy and Marriage Workshop can help you get out of the rut.
The Intimacy and Marriage Weekend is February 13th to the 15th in Orange County, California. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the code NLL for a discount. 1-800-639-5433.
I would highly recommend it.
For over 35 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addiction, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
I found a counselor through New Life Ministries, and it's just been outstanding.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first steps toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door for a better tomorrow.
To get someone that's competent, that's good at what they do, it's been like day and night compared to what I've had before.
Call 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And let's go back to Sarah. You still with us, Sarah?
Yes.
All right. So where did we want to go?
Well, Sarah, this is a lot that has happened to you. I mean, 3 men in your life that sound like were important and you counted on. And one of your sons not even knowing what happened to him. Mm-hmm. That's a lot to tolerate, which makes sense why maybe the drinking so that you don't have to tolerate it. And then the focus then is more on the hardness of life now, because certainly when you don't have a husband or people helping you, things fall on you, and life, even with a partner, is difficult, right, at best, because there's lots of things we have to contend with. I'm glad that you're involved in your church, and the fact that you've even, have a boyfriend, that you've gotten, out of some of your loneliness in that way. And loneliness tells us something. Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, it's okay to feel lonely. And in this life, we are going to feel lonely. But it also tells us, okay, some things are missing. Mm-hmm. And so that means that, okay, what do we need to do? We need to add some things to our life. Knowing that certain types of loneliness, the loss of sons or a husband, that may be a pain that doesn't get solved this side of eternity. It doesn't mean that it's always will be, as we talked to the last caller, as intense. But we long for those that have gone before us. And so knowing that this is an imperfect life, I don't think that God does this necessarily to you, but we know in this fallen world, life happens. And we become the victims of it. And so
loss happens.
Loss happens, yes.
Yeah.
And so our job is to lean into the Lord, because without Him, we really are all alone. And, do things to help ourselves every day. And so I'm wondering, we were talking, Chris, at the break, just about what we usually suggest about people working through their grief.
Yeah, working through your grief in community together. Yeah. That's where I think the ministry of grief share is
versus with alcohol.
Yes, yeah, because alcohol is doing is trying to do what only people can do.
And it's a depressant, so
yes.
Ultimately it's not going to help.
And then it will, and it also gets us to retreat away from responsibility. So it breaks down our, what feels like gives us liquid courage, ultimately breaks down our resiliency, where now we get easily overwhelmed with bills or easily overwhelmed with responsibilities. That's unfortunately what alcohol promises on the front end. It will absolutely take away on the back end. And so, but with all of that said, it's trying to comfort us. Loss speaks to our need for comfort. Loneliness speaks to our need for community and relationship. And Sarah, you're in a difficult situation because your inbuilt community, your inbuilt comfort has been taken from you. That cannot be underestimated, how painful and overwhelming that is. And in the midst of that, it's where we look at what are the available ministries, what are the available opportunities out there. I would first and foremost, especially being in Columbus, Ohio, start looking for churches that have Grief Share and signing up for it and being a part of Grief Share. When it comes to your boyfriend, again, very impressed that you're able to find him and have that relationship, but you also have to understand what it is and what it is not. You know, if this doesn't have a future of a life together, then it may just need to be a friendship and not a more intimate relationship. And so those are these clarity of decisions I think you need to make around this. And ultimately, you know, with the responsibility of being a single woman trying to take care of all of these different responsibilities, you know, simplify, you know, do everything you can to simplify your life.
Yeah, and you do need to ask for help.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And where is your community of girlfriends that could be around you? And, I know for me, all the years of being divorced, having, a group of friends that also had husbands, and so I could ask for help.
Yeah.
And they would help me. And so that's important part of community, that we help one another.
Right. Yeah. But I've been, like, with the drinking part, I've been, I've done this lifestyle for all my life. You know, go to see bands and going out. And I just, now that I'm alone, now I'm even more, I'm trying to get away from it, but I'm stuck on that lifestyle. And I pray about it. I try to get away from it. And it's like, I've known it my whole life.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right. That is really hard to get away from. But to the point that Jill was making, I think if you can start exploring what are some group of women I can be connected to that do different things, you know.
And Christians go to music concerts and bands and
and so do sober people.
And so do sober people.
Now they rarely do it without a good working program in their life, a good recovery program in their life. But I have friends that will do all kinds of things and do it sober, and it's fantastic.
So Sarah, what groups are available at your church? Like Chris mentioned, the Grief Share. Get into a Bible study, a women's support group, or maybe, Sarah, even visit AA.
Yes.
Maybe go there, because there is great community in AA. And that would help you.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
There's also the life recovery groups that we offer here at New Life. And if you'll stay on hold, we'll find one there near you in Columbus, Ohio. We also have some online ones as well. So stay with us. Thank you for calling in today to New Life Live. We're going to send you a copy of the Life Recovery Workbook for Grief. And if everybody listening and watching can keep all of our callers today. I mean, it's the Thanksgiving episode of New Life Live, and we heard from some really hurting people. And
a lot of grief, a lot of loss out there. And that's one of the things that the holidays, unfortunately, can remind us of.
Yeah.
And so caring for those around us, caring for ourselves, like let this truly be the season of that we care for people, that we host, that we become the best versions of Christ in our hosting. And that is what he said, I can mourn with those who mourn, and I can rejoice with those who can rejoice. And so that's what I want to encourage all of us, is that, hey, celebrate where there's time to celebrate, but also have the muscle, have the grace to host grief or loss or frustration where it shows up as well.
Yep. And we are so thankful for you who've already made a gift to our matching gift campaign. You're helping to extend God's hope deeper into lives that are hurting. If you haven't given yet, it's a great time to, because your impact goes twice as far due to a $475,000 matching gift. You can give online at newlife.com/match or by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE or text the word match to 28950. And if you feel like you've tried everything and nothing seems to help, call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE for a plan to help you move forward. There is always something you can do. We believe that. Give us a chance to help at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Thank you all for listening today here on New Life Live and for watching as well. Remember, we have several resources available at newlife.com. Yes, we have the store where you can make purchases, but we've also got a lot of free resources, and those are made possible from our generous donors. So if you can give right now, especially during the matching gift, that would be wonderful. Again, that's newlife.com/match or 1-800-NEW-LIFE or text MATCH to 28950. Thank you so much for whatever you can do. Every gift is doubled from now till the end of the year, up to $475,000. So give a little bit, give a lot. It all goes towards the match, and then it'll get doubled. God bless you guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. We will talk to you here tomorrow here on New Life Live. Happy Thanksgiving, Jill.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.